Hey everyone, welcome to Stretch and Core. We're going to do about 5 minutes of stretching to get us started, followed by 15 minutes of core, followed by 5 minutes of stretching to finish us out today. My name is Sarah, if you haven't worked with me before, and all you need is a mat and a little bit of space to get moving today. Shoes or without shoes is fabulous. We're going to do a little bit of work from standing, a little bit from our plank position, and a little bit down on our belly. So if you need some extra padding for any of those, feel free to grab a blanket or a pillow. And to get us started, we're going to start in our low lunge position. So I'm going to go ahead and take my right foot, put it forward, and then I'm going to take my left knee and bring it down to the mat. Top of the left foot is going to meet. We're going to take about 30 seconds on this first side and then about 30 seconds on that second side. So we're going to get started here with our low lunge, or our hip flexor or quad stretch, into our hamstring stretch. So we're going to press those hips forward. Alternatively, if that's a little bit bothersome for the knee, you can put the hands on the hips, tilt the hips just a little bit underneath or forward, and then just sink forward as far as you need to get that little bit of stretch. And then we're going to sink those hips backwards, lengthen that front leg, lift those front toes, and hinge at the hips as far as you need for that hamstring stretch. So fingertips can come to the mat, they can come out towards the toes. Choose your stability. We just don't want to put too much pressure downwards on that knee. Okay, here we go. We're just going to find that nice flow, front to back, nice and easy, about 30 seconds here. Keeping it moving just like that. If you like a little bit more of a hold in your stretches, you're welcome to keep it in more of a hold. If you like a little bit faster of a warm-up flow, or a little bit more dynamic or active of a stretch, you can get it going a little bit quicker. Okay, about 10 more seconds, and then we're just going to switch sides. So we're just going to trade legs and do that same thing on the other side. So next time you come up through center, just kind of pause with that long spine. Right knee comes around, left knee goes back out. Same thing here. So pressing those hips forward into that hip flexor or that quad stretch, and then backwards into that hamstring stretch. And about 10 more seconds here. All right, this next one, we're going to do a similar flow for about a minute. Next time you come up through center, again, go ahead and pause with that long spine. Bring that left knee around next to the right. I'm going to take them just slightly wider than hip width apart, so not super wide like you might for a traditional child's pose. I'm going to bring my toes, my big toes close together. Send the hips back towards the heels, arms out long into our child's pose. And then we're going to find our flow again, kind of front to back here, pressing those hips forward into our cobra or our baby cobra, and then those hips backwards into that child's pose. So just a few times here, each direction. We've got about a minute. Again, if you like to move a little faster, you can move a little faster. If you like a little bit more of a hold, especially if either one of these feels particularly good, feel free to find it. We've got about 20 more seconds in this, so go ahead and keep moving right like that. And next time you come up through center, go ahead and find hands and knees. So hips right over top of knees, wrists right underneath those shoulders. We're going to do thread the needle, about 30 seconds on each side again. So we're going to start with that right arm, little lift, fingertips up towards the ceiling, and then down and through. Now this is your option. You can take it a little shallower, not bringing that shoulder to the floor, or a little deeper, bringing it down. Just a few times here each direction, about 30 seconds. Go ahead and take one more time in each direction, then we'll switch it up. So same thing on the other side. Fabulous. Go ahead, one more time in each direction on this side. Our next one is going to be a static stretch. So it's gonna be similar to our child's pose, but it's actually our puppy. So rather than sinking those hips back towards the heels, we're gonna keep those hips right over top of the knees. We're gonna then go ahead and walk those hands out nice and long, just like we would in our child's pose, and just kind of start to sink the chest down towards the floor. So pressing that forehead into the mat, taking a couple moments here, finding that nice stretch for the chest, for the shoulders, for the upper body. Got about 30 more seconds in this hold. Excellent. We're going to find our next position through our downward facing dog. So go ahead and plant those hands, curl those toes under, send those hips up, be gentle with yourself. You can have a nice bend in those knees. From here, we're going to take that right leg and bring it underneath into our half pigeon. So it's going to sweep underneath just until it's under the hips. Our shin is going to then meet the mat, and the top of that foot is going to meet that mat as we sink down into this half pigeon. We're going to take just a couple of moments here, so you can stay on those palms, or you can bring it down to those elbows if that feels good. And if you don't practice this one often, this might feel a little bit tight either through that left hip flexor or through that right glute. Right, now rather than going back to that downward facing dog, we're going to do a mermaid with a lateral stretch. So I'm going to go ahead and sink that right hip down towards the mat. I'm going to then scoot that left leg up, so I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me. Scoot that left leg up towards the side, so that we're kind of in a 90-90. So my right leg is at a 90 degrees right in front of me, kind of close to where it was in that half pigeon, and my left leg is around behind, or to the side, excuse me. If you need a little bit narrower of an angle or wider of an angle, that's totally fine. And we're just gonna do one lateral stretch in each direction. I'm gonna go down towards that easier side or towards my right side first, so that hand and that elbow come down, and that left arm comes up over top. So that nice big stretch, nice big lateral stretch. Feeling it through the lats, through the whole side body, up through center. And then my left hand is going to come down to the outside of that left leg. Right arm up over top. Ooh, my upper body is a little sore today. Bring it back up to center. We're just going to switch our legs here. So I'm going to lengthen my left, circle it around. Same thing. We're kind of in that 90-90. Take your time getting there, and then go down towards that easier side first. So palm and elbow come down to the left, right arm comes up over top. And then let's go ahead and switch sides. Right hand down, left arm up. Go ahead and bring it back up to center, and then we're going to make that transition to our half pigeon on the other side. So now my left leg is forward. I'm going to shift all of my weight onto that left hip, so I have space to move that right leg back. And from here, once I make that shift, I'm then just going to have to come up on my left shin and extend that right leg out long, and then sink back into that half pigeon. So this is our last stretch before we get going in a little bit of our core work here. All right, now we're going to move through our downward facing dog to go ahead and set up for our first core movement. So I'm going to plant my hands, curl my right toe under, lift my right knee, send my left back to meet the right. Now first I'm going to then take my right leg and I'm going to bring it forward. So bring it as far forward as you can, and then feel free to use that right hand, that little assist, to make sure that the ankle is underneath the knee. You can always be a little bit narrower on that stance than I am. That's totally fine. If you're feeling like your balance is a little off today, rather than having your feet in a super narrow, right in front of each other stance, you can take that leg out a little bit wider. We're going to work on a little balance and a little core with our knee repeater. For all of our core moves, we're going to move for 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest, and we're going to go through all of them 3 times. So the first time, maybe a little bit more explaining, and then we'll cruise through it the second and third time for our 15 minutes of core work. So first one here is going to be our knee repeater, and then our second one is going to be that opposite side. I'm going to take those arms up nice and long, hinge at those hips, find a little bit of balance, pull that left leg in towards center, and then extend back out. And I want to use my core and my left hip flexor to pull in. So we're going to work on not too much speed, nice and controlled. We'll get a little bit of quad work on that right side as well. So getting ready to go. We got 45 seconds of work here in 3, 2,
1. Here we go. So that knee repeater, pulling it in towards center. Elbows in that knee come in. Nice and controlled range of motion. If you're feeling pretty steady, maybe it's a little bit shorter of a tap, but we're still keeping it nice and controlled in towards center. I know that right quad is going to start to get a little bit tired. That's okay. We're keeping it working. It's going to get a nice rest before we come back to this exercise our second time. Whew, if you lose your balance, make sure you go ahead and find it. Be safe. Come back to this. 10 more seconds here. Keep moving, keep grooving. Ooh, my balance is off today. That's okay. 3, 2, 1. Fabulous. Go ahead and shake out that right leg. Ooh, give it that little break. We're going to switch sides for our second one. So my left leg is going to be forward. My right leg is going to start back. Getting ready to go. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Same thing other side. So that right leg gets that little bit of a break. That left leg is working. That core is working. Keep it nice and controlled in that center. Pulling in with your core. So not all lower body work here. Keep that core engaged. Keep it on working. Concentrated core work here. The more you focus on it, the more work it'll get. Find that balance and stability. We got 10 more seconds here. My balance is a little better on this side, but I'll try not to speak too soon before I fall over. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we're gonna come down to our plank position up next. So we're gonna drop that knee, circle the other around, plant those hands. Our next movement is 2 mountain climbers and 2 Spider-Man planks. So we're starting in that high push-up plank position. We're gonna come underneath across 1, 2 with those mountain climbers, and then around to the side. 1, 2 with those Spider-Mans. Depending on how you feel today, you can take a break in between each set. If you need a little bit of a break in the middle of that 45 seconds, feel free to take it. Getting ready to go in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So under, under, outside, outside. Keep it moving right like that if you can, or you can always drop those knees in between each really briefly at any point. Keep breathing. Try and keep those shoulders underneath those wrists. Underneath. I know English when I'm working out. Nice work, you guys. Keep going, keep going. Drive through. 10 more seconds, 10 more seconds. Stick with me here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and drop those knees. Our next one's gonna be from those elbows. So the shoulders are still gonna be working. We're still gonna be in our plank position, but we'll give those wrists a little bit of a break. We've got hip dips. So those hip dips are gonna come from this low plank. We're gonna tap that right hip down, come up through center, and then tap that left. If you need that little bit of extra assistance, that modified plank, you can take it to those hands. Same thing, turning those hips side to side for that little dip. So a little more work for those wrists if you're finding that modified version. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Here we go into those hip dips. One side and then the other. Keeping it moving right like that. Whew. All right, all right. As always, this is a long 45 seconds. So if you, like me, need a little break, feel free to take it and come back to it. Lots of work for those shoulders here. I know mine are feeling it. Little upper body workout I did yesterday, less than 10 seconds here. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Just go ahead and drop straight down to the mat. We've got one more exercise before we take it back to the top. We've got either X lifts or swimming. Arms out long, forehead down towards the mat. Our X lift, a little less tough on that lower back. Right arm and left leg lift, and then lower, switch sides, left arm and right leg. So alternating those X lifts, lift, little lower back work, little upper back work, little glute work. If you want to take that up a notch, we've got swimming. Both sides lift, keep the head nice and neutral. Right here, Those arms and legs are moving like we're trying to stay on top of a body of water. Getting ready to go. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Finding that X lift or that swimming. If you're finding X lift, again, it's opposite arm and leg. So not same side at the same time, but opposite side. So like you're making that X, you're drawing that X right down your body. As always, don't forget to breathe and try not to look up. Try and keep your head nice and neutral, your neck nice and neutral, head towards the floor. With swimming, if you need a little break, again, my shoulders are tired, so this workout is a little bit rough for those, but that's okay. Take your break and then get back to it when you can. 10 more seconds here. Here we go. Keep breathing, keep grooving. 4, 3, 2, 1. Fabulous. We're gonna bring it up. We've got those knee repeaters once again. So, bringing it up into that lunge. I'm gonna start right leg forward again. Getting ready to go. 45 on, 15 off. A little less of a break this time because I don't have to explain. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. That knee repeater in towards center, out nice and long. Keep it moving, keep it grooving. Be safe here. If you start to lose that balance, take a second, catch it, come back to it. Don't forget to breathe. That nice exhale can pull you in towards center. Get a little bit more core work there. We got 20 seconds left. We're 25 seconds down. Nice work, nice work. Keep going, keep going. 10 seconds left here. There we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take that break. Shake out that right leg. Bring myself back into view. My mat's crawling across the floor. All right. 10 seconds, then we're starting the other side. My left leg is coming forward for this round. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it in towards center. Out nice and long. Keep grooving right like that. Nicely done, nicely done. Keep working, keep working. There we go, there we go. 15 seconds left, 15 seconds left. I think my balance is a little better on this side today. I think I said that last round. Left leg feels a little better than the right. That's okay. We're all a little uneven, I am certainly. 3, 2, 1. Nice. All right, next we've got those 2 mountain climbers to those 2 Spider-Mans. So down for our plank. Whew. Giving my shoulders a roll. My lats are tight today. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. So underneath for 1, 2, out to the side for 1, 2. Take breaks when you need them. Keep working, keep that core engaged. Try and keep those hips close to even with the shoulders. If you gotta lift up a little bit, that's okay. But we don't wanna be in that down dog. That's not good plank position. Keep moving, keep grooving, looking good, looking good. 15 seconds left here. Less than 10, less than 10. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Drop those knees. We're bringing it down to the elbows for those hip dips. Round 2 on those hip dips. Getting ready to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. One side and then the other side. Keep working, keep working. Again, I know this is a tough one. If you need a break, feel free to take it. My shoulders, how many times can I complain about them during this workout? Sorry that you had to be here on the day that my shoulders were sore. Keep working. Here we go. Nicely done, nicely done. We've got 10 seconds left, 10 seconds left. Stick with me. Almost there. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. X lifts are swimming to finish out round 2. X-lifts are finished, swimming to finish out round 2. Here we go, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So right arm and left leg or both sides up and that nice swimming range of motion. Don't forget to breathe. And again, keep that neck nice and neutral so we're not looking up, we're not wrenching it up towards that front side. Keep working, 20 seconds left here. See if you can squeeze those glutes a little bit, give that lower back some work here. Nicely done, less than 10. Keep going, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent work. We've just got one more round of each to finish us off here. Whew, 5 more minutes. Bringing it on up, right leg forward first. Getting that work in for those knee repeaters. Here we go, set it up, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go, in towards center, out and down. Again, use that core to pull in, not just using that lower body. So getting our good core work. 20 seconds down, 25 to go. There goes that balance again. Stay with me. We're almost through this workout. We got that stretch after this last round. 15 seconds left. Keep working. We got 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice, shake out that right leg. Get that left leg ready to go. All right, left leg forward, get it set up in 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. In towards center. Keep working, keep grooving. Last one of these. So last little bit of lower body. Only 3 more exercises after this. $20 seconds left, 20 seconds left. Keep going. Way to work. We got 10. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Shake out that left leg. We're bringing it down for our plank. 2 mountain climbers, 2 Spider-Mans. Hitting that plank. Here we go in 4, 3, 2, and 1. So 2 underneath, 2 to the outside. 2 underneath, 2 to the outside. Keep grooving just like that. Keep breathing, try and keep those shoulders over those wrists, try and keep those hips low. Again, same as those knee repeaters, use that core to pull that leg in, not just those quads, not just those hip flexors. 15 seconds left here, you got it, stick with me. Last 10. We got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. We're bringing it down to those elbows. Whew, for those hip dips. All right, you guys, setting up. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it into those hip dips. If this one, we are on that last round, becomes a lot, you can hold it center, or again, you can bring it up and still find that side to side. You might have to lift that opposite knee. Gives you a little more space to work there. Keep grooving. We're almost there. We got 20 seconds left. Last 20. See if you can stick with me here. Keep it on working. We've only got 1 exercise after this. Less than 10. We got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it on down. down, we're finishing off X lifts or X lifts or swimming. My brain totally works while I'm working out. All right, here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's take it up. X lifts or swimming, engaging on how you're feeling today. Last little bit of movement here before we hit our stretch, our cool down. Got a just quick couple minute cool down. Keep working, keep working. Here we go, we got 25 seconds left. We're almost at that halfway point of this last exercise. Knowing that, I'm gonna take it up a half notch. Getting it grooving, keep that neck nice and neutral. We're down to 10, keep breathing. Finish off strong. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down, press it back to our child's pose. So bring those hips up and over, knees nice and wide, big toes close together, hips towards the heels. Whoo, little stretch for those shoulders, that chest, those lats. If it feels good, you can walk those hands over to that right side of that mat for that nice lateral stretch on that left side. If that doesn't feel good, feel free to keep them right at center. And if that did feel good and you found that right side, go and bring them through center. Take it over to the left. If it felt good and you took it to the left, bring it back to center. Let's take it forward for our cobra. Knees underneath those hips. Cobra, or if you need it, a little less intensity, Sphinx has those elbows down. Same stretch for that front side body, that core, that lower back. A little bit more intense on that long arm version. Bring it up to hands and knees. Give me 3 nice deep breaths in our cat and cow. Belly towards the floor with that inhale, hips and chin lift. Exhale, spine rounds up towards the ceiling, tuck those hips and that chin underneath. 2 more breaths. Inhale, exhale. Last one, inhale, and exhale. Excellent. From here, I'm gonna go ahead and sink those hips back towards the heels, walk those hands in, and then send it on over so that I'm over in a comfortable seated position. You can have those legs long, you can have those legs crossed, wherever is comfortable for you. We're gonna take it into a lateral stretch. I want you to find that inhale, take those arms up. Right arm's gonna come down, left arm's gonna come up over top. Nice big lateral stretch in that direction. Up to center. One time in that other direction. Up to center. Bring those arms down, place them right behind the hips, open through the chest, pull the shoulder blades together, look up just slightly. Go ahead and release it. We're bringing it up, we're finishing off with a quad stretch, once on each side. So take your time, bringing it up, find something to grab onto if you need to. I'm gonna grab my wall. Right foot comes up behind, knee points towards the ground, hips go forward. If you can't quite reach that right foot, you have a couch or something nearby, you can place it right there. And if you need a little extra intensity, it's kind of that mid-range. You can always bend that knee and sink in towards the couch. You might start to feel it. Finding that quad stretch. Press those hips a little bit forward, turn them underneath for that extra stretch. Go ahead and switch. Last stretch here. Last stretch. And next exhale, go ahead and release. Thank you for joining me for Stretch and Core this week. I hope you have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week, and I will see you guys next time. Drink a little extra water today. Have a good one.